Welcome to the Elite Podcast Network, home of the #1 independent wrestling coverage, available on iTunes, Stitcher, blogtalk Radio, and wherever you get your podcasts from. Follow us on Twitter at Elite Podcast Net and join the revolution now. WHRADIO.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Elite Podcast Network, and this is Wrestlingheads Radio. I am Skits, and I'm joined here with Oscar and Tom. What is going on, gentlemen?
Not much, man. It's raining here in Los Angeles, California. The weather drought should be over by now.
Oh, it's all nice and sunny over here. 80 degrees. I'm loving it. See, I love summertime. No more snow. It's summertime, almost summertime here. I'm loving it.
So basically, you're saying it looks like the East Coast and the West Coast just changed. We traded places. You guys have the sun, and we have the cold over here, huh?
That's how it is.
Well, today here on WHRADIO, we have a special guest. He is a returning guest here on Wrestlingheads. One of my favorite wrestlers out here in SoCal, Mr. Eli Everfly. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you guys?
Everything's good over here, man. It's great to have you back on.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'm glad to be back on, man. It was really fun last time. I was really looking forward to this, like, all week. So, yeah, I'm glad to be on again, you know?
Yeah, man. I believe last time I actually saw you, I believe we were actually talking about this before we actually came on air. The joint show that AWS and Santino's did, which was probably one of my favorite shows of last year. When you and Famous B, I believe you guys wrestled for the AWS, was it light title?
No, we wrestled for the Santino Bros submission title.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, at the AWS Santino Bros joint show. Yes, I think we saw him a couple of times afterwards, because I remember we saw him at IWL against Mixtape Kings, and I believe we also saw you at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. It was after all that, so I know we've seen you a couple of times.
You are right. You are right. We did see him. Speaking of IWL, my first question I have, how did you and Pinky come up with you guys' tag team? Like, can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I first got introduced into IWL when they were at our dojo for a little while. They're running Unhinged or whatever. I believe it was Unhinged. They're running it at the dojo, and I got an opportunity just to be on the show and be one of Pinky's, like, nobodies or whatever. And then eventually, like, they wanted to make us a tag team when they brought it back, So they did, and we needed a name and everything, and, I was just kind of lean towards his gimmick in a little way, but we thought really hard, and we were asking people, and actually, like, Robbie Phoenix came up with the Black Parade because, he thought it'd be a cool idea that we do this, like, emo spin-off, of My Chemical Romance and Pinky's gimmick, But, yeah, that's how all that came about, and then finally, like, we debuted it, and we're actually going to bring it up a notch, too, coming this summer, pretty much. So, it's going to be pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, man.
But
and
the next evolution in the Black Parade, so.
And plus, like the champions of IWO, the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Is it possible chance that you guys are going against the Bucks for those titles?
Yeah, there's a possibility, sometime down the line. I really wanted to face them, after the Mixtape Kings, that whole little saga we had, but man, it just didn't happen. Didn't go the way I thought it was going to go, either way. But man, they're one of the best they are the best tag team in the world right now, to me. And just the fact that they're an IWO that's great, dude. That's a blessing, to the company. So especially like the tag division, and I'm in it. So I mean, it's a little surreal that any of us would even get the opportunity to face them, So hopefully sometime down the line, man. I mean, hell yeah.
Definitely, man. Me myself, I'm definitely enjoying the Black Parade. I like, the face paint that you wear now. It's the whole new look. I'm definitely loving it.
Good.
But I'm gonna pass the question on to Oscar.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to see you somehow, if you either think you're another guy as your tag team partner, you and the Young Bucks will kill it. I mean, hopefully, all these rumors we heard today about the Young Bucks, if they're true, then hopefully soon you guys could you work with those guys. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you could just see soon with the Young Bucks. So yeah, definitely. My question I want to ask you a couple of things about Eva Marie. I know right now you're kind of helping. You're training with her. I'm not mistaken. I actually saw you in her Snapchat today. And you were training. You and Brian are training her. My question is right now, how is she doing right now? And is there a chance that I don't know if you're aware that she's been getting criticized a lot ever since she's been up in the scene that she can't wrestle. She's only in the WWE because of her look. But how is she doing? And is there any chance she can prove those critics wrong when she comes back?
Oh, most definitely, dude. You know what? Brian Kendrick is, to me, he's a prodigy. To me, in his time. But all the people who are saying whatever they're saying, you don't see them stepping into the ring. So who are they to even say anything? And she's here. She's trying her best, and she's improving, man. And she's improving drastically. When she barely came, she was barely trained,
Yeah.
And now she's really picking up things, and she's training hard, almost every day. So yeah, dude, and it's a blessing to me that I get to work with him, especially some Brian Kendrick, one of the guys I used to watch in WWE when I was like a kid. So that's a great opportunity, and like I said, it's a blessing just to work with him and just to help Eva Marie out whatever she needs, and to improve her character and to improve her wrestling ability, and it's a blessing. I might even consider to help Brian Kendrick. So that's all that just kind of surreal, but it's happening, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Another thing I want to ask you, let's just say that you did help her turn around, now, in the future, say on this show, me and Skip and Tom could mention her, her ring improvement did really improve, and we can say blah blah blah, a lot of positive things. She could be Divas champion and all this stuff. How would you feel that you're one of the ones that are responsible to turn her career around?
Well, it would be great if that happened. I would feel blessed even more, and I would just go to show how much hard work pays off. Just whatever you want to accomplish, you put in the work, and that where you're at and where you can get, and know that you're going to get there. And if that happens, if something like that happens, if she wins the title, if she gets to that point, then that'd be good. Even if she faces the champion, that's a blessing as well. That's
Hall of Fame
that's
career.
A great accomplishment. Oh yeah, a Hall of Fame career. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's funny that my mom told me a long time ago, if you help someone out, you never know what kind of, you know, that what person can, like, you know, return the favor, and you never know. Like, let's say all this good things happen. Hell, maybe, like, down the road, if you want to go to, like, WWE down the road, hey, she might help you out with that. So, I mean, you know, because you guys are going out, but I'm saying, like, down the road, not right now.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but either way, the benefits are just her success, you know.
Yeah.
That's enough itself. Yeah, that's enough itself.
All right, well, hopefully you continue having fun with training with her, and hopefully when she gets back, you know, she can shut up the critics, and let's see what happens when she does come back, you know. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I met her before. She's pretty cool. I met her and her boyfriend. I forgot the dude's name, the bald dude, but
yeah,
they're cool people. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Eva's a really nice girl. Really nice girl. Really humble, really determined. You know, so you know, I hope she succeeds, and it'd be something, man. It'd be something.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
And you guys are gonna be surprised when you see her. I'm telling you. You guys are
I've
gonna be
seen
surprised.
clips on Twitter.
She's gonna show you some cool stuff. Yeah. yeah. That's just a little taste. Whatever she shows you, that's just a little taste.
I'll tell you this, Eli. I have friends that would talk bad about her and now are saying, "Oh my God, like she's doing this, she's doing that." Like I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. So you got guys basically turning their heads. So Santino's and Brian Kendrick and you guys definitely doing such a great job.
No, thank you, man. Thank you. It means a lot.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And another thing I just want to mention, people, she did rock the freaking Santino shirt. I saw one of her pictures. I don't know if it was Instagram or Twitter, but she did rock the Santino shirt. So
yeah, I see her holding it down.
You know. All right. So, yeah. All right. I'm gonna pass on to whoever's next. I'll give it to Tom. So.
Yeah, I was, you know, because you brought up the whole Eva Marie thing. Is it weird for you, Eli, to have somebody who's established as a star like Eva Marie come in, and you know, you being a young guy yourself, just a few years in the business, and you're helping training her? It's something you don't really see. You know, somebody who's an established star in the WWE, an established reality star, but somebody who's not as experienced, but you're helping her out. Is it a little weird for you?
Yeah, you know, it is. I'd be lying if I said that it didn't. But yeah, it's a little weird. But you know, Brian has faith in me. Ever since I first trained with him, he's first seen me wrestle. He's had a lot of faith in me, and you know, and he's always putting me over to people. So, you know, Brian's a good guy.
I can co-sign for that.
And he has my back. So, yeah, you know, and I am a young guy. You know, I haven't been around for a long time, but I'm telling you this, dude, I train every freaking day, and sometimes twice. Today I trained twice. You know, I did the session with Eva Marie, and then I had my own training session. So, man, I'm telling you, like, I just, you know, when you work hard and you get handed opportunities, that's just the way life works. And I was blessed to be given an opportunity this young, you know. And yeah, like Eva Marie, she is a superstar. She's a diva. She's in the WWE, and yeah, and it's awesome that I get to help train her, you know, and especially in the place that she is. So yeah, it does trip me out if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, and I think it reflects a lot of Brian Kendrick, because we had him on here just recently, and you know, I've said it before and I'll keep saying it again, just one of the nicest, chillest, most respectable guys in the business, knows it in and out. And what I'm seeing from this now, because you have someone like Eva Marie who is heavily into social media, and years down the line, a little girl might ask Eva Marie, I want to be a wrestler like you. Where should I go train? She's going to point to the West Coast. She's going to point to Santino Bros.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I do believe that. We put it down for her.
I want to change gears real quick.
Very cool.
So we have the best of the Super Juniors coming up soon in New Japan, but out here in SoCal at AWS, they're going to have the Battle of the Super Junior Lightweights, and Eli Everfly is one of the participants. Talk to us about that tournament there.
Okay. I don't believe it's not a tournament. It's just a match. I think it's a match.
Okay.
It's actually a four-way match.
It's an elimination match. Yeah. It consists of Amazing Junior, who is just amazing. If you've ever seen him, he works in UIPW. It's a lucha promotion, and a couple of others are there. But he's been wrestling for a long time. He's part of the Magical family, I think, and he's great. He's a great asset to any company. And I'm also Ryan Kidd, who he started off when he was I believe 14 or something, and he's a tremendous athlete. Him, Ali Hussein, who else? There's also Vil Alvarez. Yeah, he's gonna be in there.
That guy's probably that guy right there. He could talk his ass off during the match. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, Phil's one of the best Phils around here in SoCal for sure.
Oh, heads down.
He's a really close friend of mine too. And then it was also going to be, I think, Tyler Smith, but he's injured, so he is not going to be participating in that match. And I don't know who's his replacement so far. But I'm still really excited. June 20th is going to be something. That match is going to be crazy.
And this match is going to be a tag style, and it's going to be elimination. So yeah, it definitely should be very entertaining.
Yeah, definitely.
It's Bart's birthday bash too, so for those that want to go celebrate.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
Yeah, and I just want to let listeners know that I remember I tweeted Bart that bring you to AWS a few months back, and hopefully a lot of people that tweeted hey, we want Eli, and hopefully after that match you start coming every month, guys like B-Boy and Cholo, your name could end up coming every month. So let's just hope we see you in AWS more often.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, hopefully I will tear it down, but hopefully I make a good impression.
Yeah,
or
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then also that same day I'm going to be wrestling at IWL at 5:00.
Oh,
so okay.
Double duty.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you know who you guys are going to be going against that day yet, or no?
I don't know yet. I don't know the details yet. But it's in Baldwin Park at the American Legion Post, and you can check that out at theiwl.com. All the info.
Yeah. So
I'm really looking forward to AWS, man. That's going to be great, and especially IWL. That day is going to be. I'm going to put in some work.
Oh yeah. So for all those folks that are listening, that's from SoCal, figure out where you want to see Eli do his thing, because I'm pretty sure he's going to tear it up. You want to go ahead and go next, Oscar?
Yeah, I see Santino. They've been expanding more. They've been doing shows outside of the I don't know what you call it, the dojo, the academy, and Bell Gardens. You guys have been doing shows at the New Hall, Huntington Park, and I see next month they're doing a show at the same venue that you had your own show last year in Lincoln Heights, and July 14th. But my question I want to ask you is not involves Santino, but is there any chance that that you're going to have your own show again down the road, or is it something, or was that only a one-time thing you did last year?
Well, I had other shows in mind, but they kind of fell through at the beginning of this year, and I wanted to. Obviously, I was gonna return back to my the original place where I started, which was the Lincoln Heights Boys and Girls Club, and then I was just talking to Joey, and he just gave me a good idea, and it was just an idea that would just benefit all of us, and make us it help us financially too, if we just work together. So we got that down, and like we are thinking of just having some consistent Santino Bros shows at the Lincoln Heights Boys and Girls Club, but we are not. Nothing is confirmed yet. We're just gonna see how this one turns out, and we'll see from there, if that's gonna be one of the places that we're consistent at. But that's gonna be great, man. Santino Bros at Boys and Girls Club in Lincoln Heights.
Yeah, that's actually a cool place to do a show there. I mean, me and Skits experienced the venue. I mean, for anybody that's listening and never been to that venue, I swear to God, like, if you go to PWG shows, if you're sitting in the front row, you better get the hell out of the way, because I underestimated that, and I had to get my ass off the chair a couple of times. And, it's a great place, and hopefully you guys do shows out there also. I really like that place. I even like the taco place down the same block.
I was
just going to
mention that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, heck, yeah. There's actually a few. Yeah, there's actually a few in that area. But yeah, man, it's a nice venue, nice and spacious, And then when Santino Bros, when we come, we're gonna make it look a lot better than SoCal WrestleFest. I'm telling you, because we got Joey has his stuff and I have my stuff, and it's gonna be a nice show.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I hope you guys continue. I like that venue, even though it's kind of a little far from me to drive, but oh well, I'm still gonna drive out there. And it's a pretty cool venue, and it's good for Santino. If you guys want to keep exploring other places, it's pretty cool. So I'm sure there's a lot of diehard Santino fans who don't mind the drive, no matter where it is. So it's pretty good. And your show's been killing it out there too. So you guys keep on doing the good work, and keep doing shows, and keep killing it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're gonna be tearing it up in 2015. I tell you that, and we're stepping it up already, and we're thinking about expanding a little more. And it's not only that, but with the school. So there's a lot of things that Santino Bros has in works, and there's gonna be a lot of stuff in the future too. A lot of new students who are gonna debut, because we have a tremendous amount of students in all levels, beginning, advanced, intermediate, and then especially the people who are going to be making it to the semi-pro course. So we have a lot of new things going to come. 2015 and the beginning of 2016. Yeah.
I actually have a friend that's returning to Santino's. He actually was training for a while, but then he didn't have transportation, so he's going to head back over there. I actually work with him. He says he's trained with you before. I know him by his first name. His name is Christopher. I don't know if you know Chris that you probably trained with.
It doesn't ring a bell, man. I'm sorry.
He's a black dude.
I actually have some friends that are doing training with you at Santino's. Like, I'm not gonna give out his real name, but Darwin Fish.
Okay.
Yeah, him. He's a good friend of mine. Also, these little kids I met at Lucha Underground, they're like young guys. They're like 15 years old. I think one of them is Randy, if I'm not mistaken. He's a little young guy. He's getting trained right now. I think he goes over there every weekend, if I'm not mistaken. But he's training out there, so he's doing his thing.
Okay.
So hopefully he does succeed. He's a young guy. He's like 15 years old, so hopefully he just succeeds out there. So
okay, cool. Yeah, definitely.
Tom, did you want to ask Eli anything?
Yeah, I actually had a question, because me being over here in the East Coast, I don't get to see you live as much as, Skits and Oscar do, but because of Santino Bros on YouTube and, of course, word of mouth from these two guys, I've been hearing a lot about you, and I've been checking out your matches, and, you're somebody that I didn't think was going to be a big submission expert. You hear Everfly, and you think, oh, okay, he's just going to be a huge high flyer, and then you're pulling off these crazy submissions, and it's something, I think, something different and something unique to somebody your size. Was that something that you kind of had in mind going forward? Is that, okay, I'm going to be a high flyer, but I want to kind of separate myself by being the technical submission expert as well?
Actually, no, I didn't. I didn't really expect it. What I wanted to do, I wanted to be more leaning towards lucha libre. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be lucha libre, but that's the style that I wanted to have in the ring. But as I progressed and as I kept training and as I just got better and better, I just felt like the work shoot style, and I felt like that catch as in catch can, and that whole style is awesome, and I love submissions, and I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 6 years, and wrestled for 4 years, all 4 years of high school, so I love the whole grappling game, and when I started progressing in wrestling, that's something I wanted to incorporate. So I thought I thought of myself to kind of create somewhat of a new style, consisting of lucha libre and submission holds. And right now I'm trying to call myself like a submission aerialist because that's kind of the style that I'm trying to implement right now. And I have a various amount of submission holds consisting of high fly moves, as well. So I'm incorporating that a little more right now, and that's what I'm working on right now, and that's what I'm trying to incorporate in my matches. So yeah, it's just something that happened, man. Like,
yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, and then a lot of it was the Santino Bros submission title too. A lot that kind of really motivated me when I found out that I was going to be going for that title and I was going to be in that program. So I wanted to create something different. So I believe that had a big effect on the way I wrestle today. That whole submission championship that was introduced into Santino Bros.
Do you think that now, because we see a lot of high flying in the indie scene, and it's not necessarily a knock on the indie scene, but it seems like there's a predominant amount of high flyers kind of making their way into the indie scene. Do you think that incorporating the submission, moves and the technical aspect is going to help kind of separate you from the pack on the independent scene?
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's the idea I want to have. I don't want to be a cheap imitation of somebody else. I want to be something new, something different. I want to have my own style and somewhat. I want to have my own way of wrestling, and I want to learn different styles as well. And I want to take the good out of all that, and not necessarily like there's bad in the styles, but I want to take all the things that I think that will benefit my style. You get me? So, I don't know, man. Just
Eli, there's someone that you kind of remind me of a little bit when you talk about style. Your style kind of reminds me of Kyle O'Reilly's style a little bit.
Yeah, he's one of the guys I watch a lot, and him, Davey Richards, Zack Sabre, those are the guys that I study them, and I study a lot of other guys too, but they're one of my favorite wrestlers, them three. And I kind of take the structure of what they do, and I kind of try to make it my own in a way. But and that's just to show, just doing your homework pays off, and I'm just trying to do something a little different and just trying to separate myself from all the other high flyers and what everybody else is doing. I just want to be innovative, and I think that's good for the business, just to innovate and not, and to try to create things and be a visionary and, just see what the future holds.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I have one question. It's kind of it's still wrestling related, but it's actually a question as a fan. My question is, are you familiar of who's going to be in the best of the Super Juniors in New Japan?
No, I don't. Sorry.
I was going to ask who is your pick, but I guess can't ask that question. But there is some talent in there. Some guys like Kyle O'Reilly's in there this year. You got Bobby Fish in there this year. Of course, you got Nick Jackson, Trent. Of course, you got
Rocky's in there too, no?
Huh?
I think Rocky's in there. They did nine names today, so.
You got
Rocky
Kushida up in there.
Yeah.
David Finley.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna ask him who was his pick, but I guess I'll ask him. Later.
If I had to choose, it'd be my boy Rocky, because Rocky's awesome.
Oh wow.
yeah. Right. He's came to Santino Bros a few times, had a few seminars, helped us out. So Rocky's one of the guys I look up to too. Hell yeah! Shout out to Rocky, man. He's a SoCal guy, a smaller guy who succeeded. So he's one of the guys I actually look up to, and I take any advice he's ever given me, and I took it to heart. So shout out to Rocky in New Japan. Yeah, I just watched Wrestle Kingdom not too long ago. At
awesome
I believe he was on it like in the first match. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Rocky, him and Trent are now a new tag team in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So.
Oh really?
But yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll see if the guys have one more question before we let you go. You guys have any more questions? You guys want to ask?
All right, let me ask him just maybe two. One, I want to ask him. I want to know his thoughts of this group in Ring of Honor, which they just been revealed. But this group called the KRD, they use the same mask that you wear when you come out during your entrance. It was funny that I think I made a joke on Twitter that, hey Eli, did you sign with Ring of Honor?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
And I think Deshaun Fans even replied like laughed and LOL type thing, and it was pretty cool. And and then I want to know what's your thoughts of them using your mask, the KRD, but they just been revealed just recently. It's Chris Sabin and Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian are the KRD. What was your thoughts going through and was there anybody hitting you about the whole situation, maybe using your mask as the mask they use to hide their faces during their like a little mysterious thing until they reveal it? Yeah, I haven't done that in a little while. I only really use the mask with Pinky now. Whenever I'm attacking with Pinky, we use the mask. And no one really told me anything about it. Really, I just a few people, maybe just a few people, but not a lot of recognition. But I mean that mask, it's a Java walking mask, I believe. But it's something you can get anywhere, Nothing special. So it's not the Eli Everfly mask. But I have some new works in the progress, and a lot of Lucha Libre works as well. So you might just be seeing some another edition of Eli Everfly 3.0, Lucha Libre style. So the next evolution is coming very soon. I'm trying to do new things and just turn it up and be something different, and I believe what I'm doing is going to be great. So can't wait. All right, cool. And I think my final question I want to ask you. So, what's next? What's the next goal you're trying to do now? Is something like a big promotion you want to go to, like maybe Lucha Underground, or I don't know, maybe like TNA, or is there anything that you like to go down?
Most definitely. I mean, I really want to go to Lucha Underground. That's a place that is local and that'll benefit me for sure. But I did have a casting call for them for their internet, I believe, like web series. It was like a reality web series, and that fell through. It didn't end up happening. So my opportunity kind of slipped through my fingers. But yeah, I do want to go to Lucha Underground. TNA would be great, you know. That's a place I would go. I mean, obviously, if the WWE called me up, or you know, or if they responded to any of the emails I sent to them, then I would definitely go up there. You know,
video up there.
No. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, there are the ways, man. But yeah, I think that you know, I don't know.
All right, that'd be
cool.
We'll see.
All I know right now, Eli, I just tweeted out to Lucha and Chris Joseph and told him that you want to work with him and make it happen next season. So hopefully next season we see you over there in Lucha Underground.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool, man. Like Lucha Underground's an awesome place. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla's an awesome place. Evolve is an awesome place. CZW is a tremendously awesome place. There's a lot of places I'd love to work, man. You know, that if I ever got the opportunity, I'd, you know, no matter what, I'd just make my way. You know, so
yeah.
Hopefully, in the future, you'll see me somewhere.
Yeah, it'd be cool because it's not like you don't have experience to be on TV because, you know, we saw you at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I know, Lucha, you know, it's funny that I heard all these rumors about Lucha Underground could be moving to Texas, and I'm all like, nah, I don't think so because I was at the last tapings, and they did mention about doing a show again, and I don't think they would be mentioning that if they're planning to move to Texas. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that rumor was false. But if you come down to the second season, I'm up for it, and I will be there.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, before we let you go, Eli, you want to throw out your Twitter, Pro Wrestling Tees, anything you got like that before we let you go, man?
Yeah. You could follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Eli Everfly. I actually have like a Wix page, Eli Everfly /Wix.com / I believe Everfly official. Yes. So yeah, you can check that out. Not much, dude. Not much right now, but you can also just add me on Facebook. Follow me there. A lot of the dates that I have are on my website, so a lot of the new things that you can you know, keep in track with are right there. So it's a little hard to track things down on social media with all the tweeting and everything. So yeah, the website's a good thing. Yeah, just follow me, check out the website, follow Santino Bros, and there are a lot of things to come.
Definitely, man. Definitely looking forward to it, and we appreciate you coming back on the show, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
It was an honor, dude. Thank you, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely, man.
All right.
You have a good night, man.
All right, you too. You guys have a good night.
All right, man.
Hey, this is Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, Red Dragon, Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. We just happen to be the best tag team on planet Earth, and you are listening to Wrestlingheads Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Drew Gulak, and you are listening to Wrestling Heads Podcast.
And welcome back to Wrestlingheads Radio. What an interview there, guys, huh? With Eli Everfly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Glad to have him back on, and it was great, and I can't wait to see him again pretty soon.
Yeah, man. Definitely, it's good to talk to him, you know, about him and Pinky's tag team, Black Parade, on what they got planned for IWL. Looking forward to see what happens with that. Hopefully, them two could tag up and go against the Bucks, since the Bucks do hold the IWL titles, and we know the Bucks have a busy ass schedule, which we'll talk about the Bucks a little later. And also him talking about him working with Eva Marie, who's working down there with Brian Kendrick and himself. And it's crazy how Brian Kendrick has a lot of trust in him.
Yeah, definitely. But anyway, speaking about the Young Bucks, I want to ask you guys a question about the Young Bucks. There's a rumors going around today that there's 3 companies want to sign them, and the 3 companies are TNA, Ring of Honor, and Lucha Underground. My question to all you guys is, I want to hear you guys' opinions from the both of you guys. What company you think has the shot to sign them?
To be honest with you, nobody. Neither Lucha Underground. Ring of Honor is the only closest thing I can see them working with, but not even. See, the Ring of Honor, their contract it was supposed to be exclusive, like one like Red Dragon has, and like Michael Elgin and everybody. So they're just like super different. And the Lucha one, it's possible. Who knows? That's a possible with TNA. No, I don't see it at all. Before I let Tom answer, we actually have somebody on hold we're going to put on in a few seconds, special guest. I actually want to have a conversation with this dude about something that we had a talk earlier on Twitter. But I'm going to let Tom share his thoughts on the Bucks rumors.
Well, I know this for sure. They're not going to go to TNA. What would be the incentive to go to TNA? None. It is a sinking ship there. They just canceled their China tour that was scheduled to bring in money to all the talent that's working there, and they canceled that. They're canceling dates. There's a lot of confusion in talent, so there's no way the Bucks would ever go there. Lucha Underground, I don't think so, just for the fact that if you're going to sign the Bucks, you're going to have to throw out a lot of money, and a lot of the things with Lucha Underground is that they spent a lot of money, with this first season going down, getting on Access TV, signing all the talent. They had a lot of talent in there from AAA, so they spent a lot of money. So there was reports that they're trying to not spend as much going into the next season. So Lucha Underground, I don't think so. The biggest possibility is Ring of Honor, but at the same time, it's the Young Bucks, and they want to work New Japan, which I think they would be allowed to, because
they want to work everywhere.
They want to work They want to work where there's the most money. They want to be able to get the most money. I think one of the problems is those guys haven't been in PWG in a little while. Last time they were there, they faced Monster Mafia. They're not going to be in DDT4. But
and that's a big deal, too, for the whole fucking promotion, to have the face tag team of your promotion not be at the fucking tag team tournament, which is, meant for tag teams. Like, that's the Bucks. Basically, that's their tournament, and they're not there this year. That's a big deal for PWG to switch over, to have trust in all the guys that will be showing up later on in like 2 weeks. So, and I'm looking forward to that.
But the thing is with the Bucks and PWG is they want to work there too. They want to work there whenever they can, because they're really loyal to PWG, because when no Ring of Honor, no New Japan, no TNA, when nobody was giving them opportunities, PWG always had a spot for them. PWG helped, I think, mold the Young Bucks into what they're in today. They gave them freedom. They always gave them opportunities. So they're really loyal to that company. So they want to work there just as bad as anywhere else. It's just that you don't get paid the same in PWG as you get paid the same in New Japan and Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Real quick, let's take we got two callers on hold. Let's hear their thoughts on what they think about the rumors on the Bucks either going on either these promotions, Lucha Underground, Ring of Honor giving them exclusive contract, and TNA. We got 323. I believe I know who this is. The wrestling guy himself. This is David Gomez.
What's up? Yes, it is.
What's going on, man? And I'm also put on Matt Grant too.
What's going on?
Gentlemen, if both of you guys can share your thoughts on what Oscar just brought up about the Bucks having basically all these promotions have their eyes on them. You guys' thoughts on what's going to happen with that? I'm going to start with David real quick.
I think they go to Lucha Underground. It's the hottest wrestling show of the week. It's the most talked about wrestling show every week, and I mean the smart money. It's local. They only have to work a couple dates a month. It's maybe math. I heard about what you guys were saying about as far as money. I don't think they'll have to throw out a lot of money at it because a lot of talents like staying local and like staying home. I mean, just from experience from us doing signings, when we have somebody that's local, they cut us a deal. So, I don't think they'll go to TNA because, like they said, it's a sinking ship over there. But Lucha Underground's up and coming. It's the hottest show of the week. Why wouldn't you want to go there?
Well, to counter your point, and back to what I said, what New Japan is paying them, I don't think Lucha Underground can match that.
I don't think they can match it, but you have to. But think about it. They're local boys. Why would you want to go out when you can stay home and you could be with your family and
I think a big factor that goes into this is Lucha Underground and the status of Lucha Underground right now. There hasn't really been a second season confirmed, so I don't think the Bucks want to commit until something that is announced.
Well, just not to throw where I got the pretty much the confirmation from, but it's pretty much a go. They're going with season 2.
Okay, in that case,
and the reason is because they're the highest. Thanks to them, El Rey Network is like one of the fastest growing networks, that of all the new networks. So they have a season 2. The question is, which could kind of go with what he was saying about New Japan, is the only rumor that I've heard is they might not come back to LA to film.
Okay, all right. As a guy that attends the shows and knows about Young Bucks a lot more than probably you guys think. Well, this is a couple of things I got to say here. First of all, about the Lucha Underground, I truly believe they're going to still have it here in Los Angeles. The reason why I'm saying it because, like I said earlier in the Eli interview, I attend the shows. The staff members were giving out warnings. Now I got these warnings that you can't pop out cell phones. So they put out a warning saying we're not going to let you in season 2 if you put out your cell phones out there. So then that kind of proves me that if you're going to warn people and they're not going to bring you in season 2, why would you not, mention that and you're going to plan to move to another state or another city?
The only reason they're thinking about moving is because I guess the taxes in California are too high.
Yeah, I know. I understand that.
And everything would be cheaper for them if they moved to, which I heard is and it's, like I said, it's just rumors. If it's on the internet, it's true.
I don't think that. I don't believe in that rumor. I think that rumor's false. I surely think they're still going to have it here in Los Angeles.
I think going back to the Young
even
Bucks,
the talent though, some of the talent think they might be moving, and that's the bad thing. And the rumor location is Texas.
I think going back to the Young Bucks thing, though, I think TNA may make a run for them. I think where they are right now, I feel like they need a huge signing, like something really big to keep them afloat. After all the stuff that's going on, after all the reports that have come out, Destination America regretting signing with them, blah, 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 blah. I think the Young Bucks would be a big pickup for them. Now, they'd probably have to throw out some big bucks, but I think it'd be worth it in the end.
You see, look, this is what's the problem with the Young Bucks. You see, look, it seems like they want this kind of demand from any company. To me, like, the only company that obviously can sign them like that in a heartbeat would be WWE. But
from what I read,
WWE,
the WWE they like basically gave him a shitty offer.
I don't know, but I mean, whatever.
But
look,
everybody dreams of making it to the big time.
Regardless, the WWE did offer the Young Bucks something. They turned it down. So
you see, look, the Young Bucks, they want a company to offer money, like a lot of money. That what they're making right now from gaming appearances, merchandise. If a company could pay them a shitload of money what they're making right now, I think they'll do it. Like I said, the only company that has the money is WWE. TNA, I don't know if they have that. You hear all these rumors saying that the talents are getting their checks late. Okay, well, is that company to do it? We're not sure. Ring of Honor, I'm not sure if they're financially could do that. I'm not really sure how they are financially. I mean, they're growing, but
from what I've heard, the people that are under independent, exclusive contracts there are like doing really well, living really well. The money is really good, so I could see it. It's just a matter of like how much they're going to fork out. Because, like you said, like the merchandise money they make alone on shows is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
How about if the GW comes in and surprises everybody?
Who?
Jarrett's new organization.
You see,
that's like a dark horse there,
Yeah, with Anderson.
But they're trying to make a big impact right away.
With Anderson and Gallows announced, I feel like that could be a big thing. I feel like that, you could do a whole Bullet Club thing there if you really wanted to.
Yeah, but there's one thing you gotta mention. I gotta mention this about the Young Bucks. There's these demands they want. It's just money. They still want to do shows in Japan and PWG. All of those three companies, Lucha Underground, TNA, and Ring of Honor, got something to say, hey, I don't know if we could do that. I don't know if we could do this. You see, Lucha Underground, look, if they want to go to Lucha Underground, then that means Young Bucks cannot do New Japan, but they can still do PWG. But the problem is you take New Japan away from the Young Bucks, what does that mean? They can't sell Bullet Club shirts anymore. They can't do all that shit anymore. So you think the Young Bucks want to do that? Like stop doing Japan shows until the Lucha Underground goes to hiatus? Is that something the Bucks want to do? That's something.
As much it would be nice.
I think either way, if the Bucks sign, like wherever they sign, we're going to see them leave New Japan, which really sucks.
Yeah, because same thing with TNA. If they want to go to TNA, that means they have to leave New Japan. Ring of Honor is the closest thing, but
TNA will let you work in the Indies too, so they can still work in the Indies if they were the TNA.
Yeah. If they sign TNA, they can work in Indies anywhere they want. But Ring of Honor is another thing. Look, if they sign Ring of Honor,
because Ring of Honor trying to give them that exclusive deal like Red Dragon.
Yeah. But there's another problem there. If they sign Ring of Honor, they can't do PWG. And do you think they want to stop doing PWG? I doubt it. Because if they sign PWG,
it's not just PWG.
Or the Young Bucks change the face of the whole Ring of Honor exclusive contract, and they get PWG back on the exclusive contracts, and you get Elgin, Cole, Red Dragon back in PWG.
I wouldn't say that. Like I said before, I think the Young Bucks, when you have guys like Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and Michael Elgin, their relationship with PWG is different than what the Young Bucks have. Like I said earlier, the Young Bucks have this undying loyalty to PWG because of the opportunities they gave them when nobody else did. So they want to be loyal to them until the end.
Get that, but then it's going to be like they got that. Why can't I have that kind of deal?
Well, it's. Like I said, I think it goes back to, Ring of Honor gave guys like Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and Michael Elgin and those guys, they gave them chances. The Young Bucks had to get their way back into Ring of Honor. And I think Ring of Honor only brought them back because of the momentum that they were getting from PWG and, going to New Japan and doing all these different things. I think without that, Ring of Honor wouldn't have brought them back, but I think they were kind of forced to.
Yeah. Well,
but
I'm pretty sure
I think they have more freedom with Lucha.
Well, like I said, if they sign Lucha, then they can't do New Japan because.
But they can stick to PWG, and they stick to PWG.
But that's the question.
That's what I'm saying.
But you got to question the Bucks on this. Will they give up Japan for Lucha Underground?
Well, they got to. Well, I think Matt said it. They're gonna sooner or later, whoever they sign with, they have to give it up.
Yeah, and the only, like I said, the only company that they'll give it up is probably WWE if they give them a better offer.
I honestly
let's be
feel
realistically.
I honestly
if they would have
feel
signed
like
with WWE, they would have made money no matter what, because you have licensing, you have the royalties, so they would have made the money they wanted. I think what they want is creative freedom, which is what they're not going to get in WWE.
Possibly, but if they're smart, if they give the Young Bucks what they want, they'll do great in the WWE. Because right now, I'm starting to like their tag team division. Believe it or not, I'm starting to think it's better than Ring of Honors now. It's hard for me to say it because I just watched SmackDown tonight, and it looks like Eric Rowan and Luke Harper are reuniting. And then you have, maybe you guys are not going to be like, excited about this, but it looks like they're going to go with a Los Matadores heel turn tonight. So I want to see what that's going to go to. And then now you have Lucha Dragons, Cesaro and Kid. I like what they're doing with the New Day. I mean, and when the Usos come back, you have all these options for the tag team division. That's like something we haven't seen this in the WWE tag team division in a while. So imagine you had the Young Bucks in there. Holy
all I had
shit.
to say is one thing.
Don't forget the Mega Powers.
Jimmy Jacobs is all I have to say.
Jimmy Jacobs.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Don't forget your Mega Powers reunion, okay?
Oh, come on, man.
Curtis Axel and fucking Sandow?
You mean Macho Mandow, okay?
Macho Mandow and Axelmania. There you go.
Oh, man.
You know it's going to happen. Well, you know it's going to happen.
Amazing.
It's definitely going to happen on Raw. We'll see. But this Young Bucks conversation was definitely intense. But another conversation that's probably going to be intense here on the show. Before we get to that, my boy Sami Zayn, man, is looking like he's not going to be going against Kevin Owens by the looks of it. There's really no confirmation of.
He did an interview with WWE.com where it looks like he basically confirmed that he's just going to chug along even with the injury.
I'm with it.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
I think, they didn't give specifics of the injury, but we know what, like, Sami Zayn, he loves his business. I think, if I could guess right now, I think Kevin Owens does another thing where he beats Sami Zayn, but then kills him again, and then maybe he has to be out another couple months, which sucks because, the guy just came back from an injury. And he just came back from an injury storyline, and then to put him back in another one, it's like, geez, how many times can you do this? But I don't know. Injuries, it seems like they just there's an abundance of them that just came out of nowhere.
And we all know that Sammy made his debut this past Monday on Raw, and it was only just a one-time thing. It wasn't like it was going to be a regular deal. And somebody in the wrestling business has something to say about it. His name is Vince Russo, and he thinks that he's only going to be big with diehard fans, and he doesn't think he's going to be a star.
I'm sorry.
I disagree.
In 2015, Vince Russo, really?
Before everybody rants real quick, I just want to say, look at the Shield, look at Seth Rollins. These guys are kind of like, they all came up together with Sami Zayn. Like, all these guys are basically came in the same era, and they're stars. Like, why can't Sami Zayn be a star?
What's with Vince Russo and Jim Cornette being these out-of-touch guys burying these talents?
All right, hold on.
I don't know, but let's rant one at a time.
Let David Gomez give out his comments because he actually knows Vince Russo. He probably has his phone number. So let David talk. Give out his comments.
I don't think Russo meant it in a way where he's saying Sami Zayn is not going to be a big talent. I think what he's saying is that the diehard wrestling fans are going crazy for Sami Zayn, which is fantastic. You know, we all know he's a great wrestler. We all know he can put on an entertaining show, just like Seth Rollins can. I think what Russo is saying, though, is you still need a good storyline to draw the viewers. Sami Zayn is not going to draw the viewers. Seth Rollins is not going to draw the viewers. You need the storylines to draw in the viewers. And if you watch the Attitude Era, which is the biggest era, you know, and WCW and Nitro, you had, let's go with WCW, you had Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, two guys that are not known for their wrestling skills, but people were tuning into the show to see what the NWO was going to do next. When you watch the Attitude Era, everybody was watching it not because, you know, of all the great wrestling they had, but they were watching it because they wanted to see what's Stone Cold going to do next, what's The Rock going to do, what's Triple H going to do, what's Vince McMahon going to do. And that's what I think Vince Russo is saying. Like, yeah, you could have all the wrestling talent in the world, but you don't have anything that's making viewers come in. I mean, you're losing to the playoffs. You're losing to Teen Mom. You're losing to all these Real Housewives shows. You know, you have to do something to bring the viewers in, and there's no storyline. And, in fact, there's no storyline. There's nothing interesting on Raw that makes you say this is the must-watch show every Monday night, like it was in the Attitude Era, like it was for WCW. There's nothing there that's making you switch the channel, and I think that's what he's trying to tell you is, you know, you can have if any TV show can have the most talented actors on it, but if the storylines suck, the show's going to get canceled.
Okay. Now that David shared his thoughts, I'm going to have everybody share their thoughts on what they think, what Vince said, and if they want to reply on what David said. I'm going to start with Oscar first.
Okay, I'm going to reply to the last thing David said. I doubt WWE will ever get canceled anytime soon. All that money they have right now, there's no way in hell. And now the network is getting, like, more subscribers. There's no way in hell that's just going to get out of
But let me ask you a question. The WWE is not going to get canceled because it's cable. We got it. But what I'm not saying is going to get canceled, but what I'm saying is watch the network. And reality, I was just having this conversation with somebody today. How often do you say, "Oh, I'm going to go turn on the network today"? Because there's nothing original on there to make you watch it.
Lately.
No, but I'm saying, like, what makes you say, like, what show do they have on that tells you, like, oh, let me go turn on the WWE network today? Or like
NXT,
teenagers.
NXT most
every day.
All the pay-per-views.
Exactly. But what do you do Monday? What do you do Tuesday? What do you do Thursday? What do you do Friday? What do you do Saturday? What do you do when there's no pay-per-view? And on Monday Night Raw, what do you do? Is the first thing you see during the Attitude Era and during the Monday Night War, you think to yourself, I got to go home and watch Raw.
I've been watching on the network lately, David. Since this new Jerry Springer thing just came out, it's pretty entertaining. That's funny. Renee Young. Yeah, the 24th series is good.
Right, but how often is that?
It's every week.
The Roman Reigns is not every week. The Jerry Springer is, but it's just a recap of all the good times WWE had. So where's all the new stuff?
But it's
and you know I love WWE.
Time.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I think that's what Vince Russo is saying. You need to have storylines to bring in casual viewers. You need to have it. There's no way you can just rely on your wrestling anymore.
I don't know.
Especially on cable.
I don't know, but
I mean, if you could, then why isn't it beating Teen Mom? Why isn't Raw beating, what's the other, Love and Hip Hop or whatever it's called?
And there's another thing you gotta think about this, David. Back in those days, in the late '90s and early 2000s, there wasn't no DVR, so people could there's no choice to either try to set up your VCR and record, or you have no choice to watch it on a Monday night. Now these days, say like, okay, this is girl I'm meeting, and she wants me to nail her. What am I gonna do? Watch Raw and nail a chick. I'm gonna DVR Raw and I'm gonna nail a chick. Screw that.
But you're not nailing the chick. What I'm saying is, the people are not. They're watching other shows besides Raw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to think? Think about it like this: when you watch WCW, the whole NWO invasion, why were you watching it? to see what NWO would be, who would show up next.
The NWO was cool.
Okay, and when you watch Raw and Austin was hot, why would you watch Raw?
You know what? I'm gonna say this, David. That was 1999. This is 2015. I think wrestling has changed. I mean,
now, it has changed, but you still need the storyline. So bringing casual viewers, you need the storyline. There's no other wrestling company. Vince McMahon even said himself, you're not competing against wrestling. You're competing against other shows. And if you don't have anything that's going to bring in teenagers or bring in anybody and a different age group besides wrestling fans, you're not going to.
But he doesn't care about ratings nowadays. Do they really care about ratings so much?
He has to. That's why he had to cut the deal to make sure USA would lock in.
Like, to be honest,
why do you think he lost sponsorship? You know, that's why USA runs whose sponsorships are running through the program. WWE used to have that right. They used to choose who would sponsor the programs. Now they don't have the advertisers anymore. Now USA picks the advertisers. So they you know, if you really look at it, they've had to negotiate things to make sure that somebody picks them up, because wrestling's not the it thing anymore.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, wrestling ain't the it thing right now, like it was back in '99 or 2000. Like, everybody will talk about it. I mean, even on Extra, Access Hollywood, they'll talk about it. So they were involved in everything. Like, it's almost like an every week thing.
This is all I think that's what
it.
Go ahead.
That's why I think Vince Russo means. It's not like I said. I mean, they have talented guys. This is probably the most talented roster in all the years I've watched wrestling, that they have guys. But they don't have, what I think he's trying to say is there's nothing that you care about these guys. I mean, look at Seth Rollins. He's probably the best guy out there, and he's probably the best heel, but every week they make him look like a whining baby.
Yeah, but how I see the WWE today is how I see the WWE like in the mid-'90s, when like guys like Bret Hart, Mantar, and all those guys. That's how I see it. They were ready to get killed by WCW, right? At the time they're getting ready to killed by WCW, but right now there's no WCW. That's what I say here.
But they're getting, that's what I think Russo, and you went to the Q&A, and Russo even, you're getting killed by other shows now.
Well, look, I know this.
I got to jump in and say this, because this is the point I want to make. This is not the first time Vince Russo has been critical of Sami Zayn. I truly believe that he does not see talent in the guy, because he's said on like streams, he's said it before in interviews that he doesn't see Sami Zayn as a star. So I truly believe that his intent wasn't that he doesn't think Sami Zayn's talented. I just truly believe that he meant his word, that he doesn't believe Sami Zayn is a true main event talent, which is completely false.
What does taking a shot at Sami Zayn have to do with the storyline at all?
I think it's because I guess he was making a point of saying the ratings were down, so that the ratings are down, and then people started saying, well, no, Raw was great this week because of Sami Zayn, and I think that's what he said. This guy's not going to carry WWE. And it's everybody
think nobody
Cena.
said that he was going to carry it though. I don't think nobody.
No, but everybody hates Cena.
Not even that too. It's the fact that Dean Ambrose won and got in the main event. It wasn't just Sami Zayn that made Raw great.
But that's what. So see, read what he says, and he says everybody was bad mouthing him, saying, "Oh, Zayn debuted, and that's why he was like, well, this guy's not the one that's he's not gonna be the star of Raw. I mean, if you really look at it. There's nobody yet that can take over Cena's spot. No matter how much we say, oh, Cena, we hate Cena, or Cena sucks, and blah, blah, blah. And I love Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan's never going to take Cena's spot. Roman Reigns, they had a chance for Roman Reigns to take it. They blew that. There's nobody on that roster right now that you could take a take. If he turns heel, like I think he needs to do, he needs to turn heel and get that badass attitude again. And then I could see him taking over. They need to repackage him, but as long as he stays the way he is, there's nobody going to overtake Cena.
I truly believe Vince Russo just doesn't, not that he doesn't like Sami Zayn, but that he doesn't see what most, wrestling fans see in Sami Zayn.
Well,
I don't think he believes.
Well, Russo's not a wrestling fan. Oscar can testify to that. He made it very clear at the Q&A we had with him. He's not a wrestling fan. He's an entertainment fan. And he has a point,
And then why? And then Vince Russo wonders why people have been critical of his booking for the past 15, 20 years.
Oh yeah.
Because Vince Russo believes in his, crazy style of booking. And while it has worked in some cases, it has also brought down. I'm not going to say that Vince Russo was responsible for the death of WCW or for where TNA is. No, because there was many, many other factors in there. But when you're watching TNA for the first time and you're hearing Fire Russo chants, you're wondering, why is this guy employed if, the fans don't like not his character on TV, but don't like the guy. And then, with the internet, how prevalent it is, you look up Vince Russo, and within the first 10 seconds, you're going to see people saying, Vince Russo sucks. Here's, Vince Russo's booking decisions. Anybody can do that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
guys,
he's
I
not
know
the
this
greatest
whole Vince
booker when it comes to
Russo. I'm sorry to cut in, guys, but this whole Vince Russo conversation probably going on the whole show, and we got a lot of shit to talk about. I think we should move on.
Well, you know what?
This whole
I like to call. I like you guys to invite me back when Russo. Like Oscar said, I'm a friend of Russo. Not in that level, but I think I'm here to not defend him, but I'm here to see where his point was.
Yeah, and him tweeting about your store, that's a big thing. I can tell you that right now. So
yeah, that's why I feel like I owe it to the guy to kind of stand up for him a little bit, but because he, not just because that he came to the store, he loved the store, he was tweeting about the store, and and just talking to him after the Q&A, I got to know him a little more and got to see his point of view, and I kind of know where he's coming from. That's why I say I don't think he's a big wrestling fan. I think he's more of a entertainment fan.
Yeah. Well, before we let you go, Dave, you want to Twitter or anything like that, bro, before I let you go, or do you want to stay on the whole show and talk?
Well,
Japan
I'm actually gonna. Well, no, I'm actually on longer than I thought, but I appreciate it. You can follow us at Wrestling Guy Store HP, and just don't forget RVD will be at the store next Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yeah.
All right. If you want, you can stay on. I don't want to make it seem like we're
Oh, no, it's all right. I stayed on longer than I was supposed to, so don't worry about it. I had a... I'm good. But I look forward to the next one when we talk about Russo again, so make sure you invite me.
All right, man.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Nice time you, David.
All right. Okay. Bye-bye.
Hey.
Shout out to David Gomez. That conversation could have went all day because...
hell yeah.
All of us here on the show definitely probably do not agree with anything with Mr. Vince Russo had to say about Sami Zayn.
I can definitely say I did not agree with what was said there, but, opinions are opinions.
And we can agree to disagree. Let's put it that
way.
Yeah, exactly.
Another thing was good, it's good for all of us not... I've said this before, it's good for all wrestling fans not to agree with each other because it just wouldn't be fun for all of us just to be on the same page all the time. So that was a good conversation there. But Tough Enough, today they actually announced their hosts and the trainers and the judges. So today the WWE, they announced Chris Jericho will be the host of this season's Tough Enough. And me and Matt actually had this conversation. I think Matt brought it up. He was like, so what's the WWE trying to do? Have Chris Jericho take over everything Stone Cold did? Like, what, the fucking podcast? And now he's taking over the fucking head coach, or excuse me, or whatever you want to call it, host, coach. I don't know what's going on when it comes to that.
All right,
so dumb.
I just say this right now. I don't think. It's a coincidence that Chris Jericho's taking over what Austin is doing. I believe though podcasting, yes, but Tough Enough, I don't think so because I listened to Austin's podcast. He did mention that WWE came up to him about returning, but right now Austin's too busy with his own show, the Smoking Skull Ranch and all that. But it took him a while or took WWE a while to figure out when they want to start and all this. So he didn't want to wait for them. So that's why he turned it down. So, and I guess the next person he went to is Chris Jericho. So I guess he's the new host now. So, but I don't think it's because whatever Austin did pissed off the WWE management of when he was asking all these questions on this podcast. I mean, I doubt that has anything with it.
And also,
it's a safe bet. When you have Steve Austin on his podcast, or when he was a trainer for Tough Enough, he was unpredictable. You didn't know what he was going to do because he was an honest guy. With Chris Jericho playing the safe card, it's saying, okay, he's going to ask the WWE style questions. He's not going to ask the tough questions. He's not going to be like the tough trainer that or the tough host, whatever Stone Cold was for Tough Enough. It's a safe bet.
Plus, there's no secret that WWE gets bitter about dumb shit. I mean, when the Young Bucks turned them down, they had everybody throwing super kicks and taking shots at the Young Bucks in promos and shit like that. It would not put it past the WWE to do shit like this.
Well, another thing, I think I'd rather see another host anyways. I didn't like the last season of Tough Enough, so, I mean, I think it's time for a change.
Also, there is some more change. Now you have a panel of experts. You'll have Hulk Hogan, Paige, and Daniel Bryan. They'll be a part of the panel experts, meaning I'm believing they'll probably be judges, and these are the trainers. You got Booker T, Billy Gunn, and Lita.
Man, you dropped the ball there, not saying a brother or a sucker after both of those.
Hold on, I got something even just better for that, because if I'm not gonna say that, I can say this.
Oh, shucky, ducky, quack, quack.
Oh man.
So
it's going to be interesting.
You guys' thoughts on that?
It's going to be interesting because, the trainers, it makes sense because Booker T still does his own, promotion, and he's still wrestling once in a while. Billy Gunn, of course, from what we saw on that NXT special on ESPN over the week, he is heavily involved with training down in NXT, so that makes sense. Lita, that came out of kind of nowhere. Obviously she has the knowledge and experience to help train him, but, I don't know when the last time she's been in a ring, so I don't know if she's going to be able to, be in, the small little matches they have.
I mean, if they had Trish Stratus, and, Trish wasn't doing shit at the time, what makes you think Lita can't do it?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it makes sense. But looking at the judges, Paige, Hulk Hogan, Daniel Bryan, it's a good mix. Obviously, I think Daniel Bryan, when you look at him, he's going to be the most critical of their wrestling. Hulk Hogan is going to be critical of their promos and stuff, and Paige is going to probably be judging the women. So it makes sense. The one thing I worry about, is Hogan, because he doesn't say a lot of negative things, so I feel like he's not going to be critical. He's going to be like, that was good, brother, even if it was shit. So I kind of worry about that.
We'll see. We'll definitely see what happens with that, because I'm kind of, I can't wait till this shit starts. It needs to hurry up and have Tough Enough start, because you'll definitely see me watching it.
Yeah, and another thing, it depends who they bring in. I mean, just like I said, last year was a disaster from the beginning, But right now, the way it looks like they're starting something the way they want it. Like example, last year they didn't pick the cast at all. It was USA that bring the cast. Last year you could have had
cast wasn't that bad either, because those guys were known, some of them,
Yeah, but then last year, it was USA was running the cast, and they turned down guys like Austin Aries, and there's another name that tried to get, I forgot who it was, but Austin Aries couldn't have been in there, but they did not they decided not to go with Aries, but there's another name I totally forgot. But that last year's cast did bring in Eva Lee, Matt Cross, and I guess Cameron. Oh yeah, and Martin, who you will see in Lucha Underground pretty soon, or he actually already debuted in Lucha Underground last week. But you see that, but let's see what happens in this cast. I mean, maybe one half of the Beaver Boys, Mr. Silver, could get in. I just saw his Tough Enough video today on SmackDown. You know, maybe
let's not forget the Blossom Twins. I think they're in.
Blossom Twins could get in. Oh
no,
don't know.
I think they are in. I think
they're actually in. Maybe they want to see a replacement for the Bell Twins, because who knows that they're going to be around any time longer. You know.
If Lufisto doesn't get in, I'm gonna riot.
Hold on, she put one out too?
Reason why she should not be in that company.
She also put one out too?
She threw on a video, and one of our wrestlers that me and you are familiar with, the Chora, she threw out a Tough Enough video as well.
You talking about the girl with the mask?
Yeah, she threw on a video as well too. So.
And is it true that one of your buddies, one of your best buds out here in SoCal, Captain Comic-Con, is also doing?
What?
That's what I heard.
I did not hear that. If Captain Comic-Con signs with the WWE, I'd be shocked.
Yo, did Captain Comic-Con really do one, Matt?
I swear to God I came across it.
I'm going to check this shit out right now.
Wouldn't be surprised.
If Captain Comic-Con did it, I don't know what to say. I'm just going to be quiet. I don't know what to say.
I want to take a laugh. John 2 Cents do a Tough Enough video.
Oh, come on.
Shots fired.
That's not even in that sense. I want to see what he would say.
You said sense.
Come on, man. Don't put him out like that.
I've mentioned this to you guys. I think I mentioned it either last week or a couple weeks ago. These Tough Enough videos, 99% of them, they fucking suck. Holy shit. Either you get the one or two people that are actually in shape and look like they can wrestle, but then the other 99% are either fat or skinny as hell, and they think they can get in a ring. Oh, my God. And these people have no goddamn imagination or creativity. They're all the same thing. They're all someone standing, I'm the best, I'm tough enough, I should be on there, yada, yada, yada. All the same thing. Somebody be fucking different. Jesus.
The thing that bothers me about the whole thing is, like, they'll all post the same thing. They'll be like, oh, I've been a wrestling fan for all my life. If you've been a wrestling fan for all your fucking life, then why haven't you taken any effort in trying to actually accomplishing the dream without doing it through a goddamn reality show?
Yeah, except, the obvious ones, which we know of, indie wrestlers that have posted their videos, except for that.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely see what happens with Tough Enough, and I'm pretty sure it's going to come out good. And I know the WWE's not going to pick no bums. You got.
Stop it. Stop it.
Hey.
Look for one last Tough Enough.
But
come on.
Oscar just mentioned that the WWE did not pick those people to be a part of the show. That was USA. They're picking the people now. So.
We'll see.
Maven. Enough said.
Listen,
hey,
those eyebrows were something.
What era was that?
Okay.
Exactly.
So
this is like basically Tough Enough is like NXT before NXT. Now they're gonna pick people that can actually wrestle, not no bums. I guarantee you that.
Cameron. They signed Cameron.
Bro, I just told you. I just told you this, bro. You heard me. Oscar said USA picked those people.
That's fine.
That's what happened.
Picks them, but WWE ended up signing her.
USA forced WWE to sign Cameron? I don't think so. I think they did that on their own thing.
Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you seen Cameron on TV?
I don't know. But they were pushing her for a while.
Exactly, bro.
She had a fucking baby. I don't fucking know.
I don't know why you mentioned Cameron.
Vince McMahon listened to the show a couple of weeks ago, and he brought Cameron in his office and said, girl, bye.
This is the second time we mentioned Cameron on the show this week, dude. All right, enough for Cameron. Let's talk about some more stuff that's more important. This kind of sucks too.
Well, hold on.
This sucks.
Hold on a second. 1 second. Did any guys catch NXT, the latest episode?
Yes, we did, but I got more relevant news than that. Before we get to that relevant news. I had some other relevant news before that relevant news.
Okay, what?
Which relevant news you want to go to?
What's yours?
If you're going to talk about New Japan, then I'll be interested.
My relevant news is actually Hideo Itami, which sucks because he suffered an injury, and it looks like he will not be a part of that triple threat matchup with Tyler Breeze and Finn Balor at the up-and-coming TakeOver special. He's expected to be out to 6 to 8 months. This sucks, but I think it's just kind of good at the same time because you got guys that can step their game up, and one of those guys that I say that can step his game up now is Sami Callihan, aka Solomon Crow.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that sucks. It just seems like NXT is having a dark cloud over their heads for all these injuries with Sami Zayn, now Hideo Itami. I mean, wow. That sucks for NXT. But Hideo Itami looked like he was on his way to a part of the world title picture, and this had to happen. He was my prediction to win the triple threat match, but unfortunately, it looks like he's going to be out.
I think it definitely sucks. You don't like to see anybody get injured and lose time. You wonder what happens when he comes back. Is he going to have the same momentum? Is he going to have more momentum, less momentum? So we'll see what happens with that. It sucks for him, but like you said, it gives guys an opportunity to step up. And I mean, I'd love to see Solomon Crow, aka Sami Callihan, get a big push now.
And also, you can push Breeze even more now.
Yeah, that's true as well. So, yeah, it sucks for Tommy.
I feel like NXT still didn't get hurt here. They're still fine.
No,
they still got the talent.
The only person that's affected by this is Hideo Itami. He's gonna lose 6 to 8 months of NXT time, and who knows what those 6 to 8 months would have done to him. So I don't know and as much as people probably don't really care to see him in the NXT title push, but he's kind of getting the push. Rhino, let's not forget Rhino. Rhino's around still. There's a lot of guys you can still push, and I'm not sure when UA Nation, who actually had a little video promo on NXT last night, they didn't say who his name was. They said coming soon. But for those that know who he is, UA Nation is coming soon, and all I gotta say is one word: easy.
Yeah, and I did like the video they put out yesterday. I mean, they're making it feel like it's a big deal. I mean, with the suit on, coming in, signing the autograph, the contract, and then going in, okay, this is day one. Now I got to train. This is where I'm going to start. So they're making it feel like he's going to be a big deal, and I'm glad they're going to put him in that situation. I'm glad they're not going to give him a stupid gimmick. He's going to be himself, but I'm pretty sure they're going to change his name. Probably whenever his debut match is, that's when they're going to change his name. And so, it's great. He put him mentioned with Andre the Giant's name in one. I mean, that's pretty cool.
And Hideo Itami was actually in this video too.
Yeah. I mean, it was shocking that I don't recall them having any history together, but that's pretty cool though. But I did see in a picture with Uha, I posted I think on Instagram the other day that it's great to see my old buddy Kalisto again, which we all know they had history in Dragon Gate. So that was pretty cool. Those two had history.
So we'll see what happens with that. I think it's gonna be a lot of good shit going on for him, and down there in Florida. So, in New Japan Domination 7.5, the card I have in front of my face is looking real nice. Of course, for the IWGP title, you have AJ Styles going against Okada. These guys have such a rival down there in New Japan, and to see them guys go after probably the most important title in professional wrestling, I would say right now, is definitely going to be a big one.
Yeah, I really think this is probably the show that we'll probably end up seeing a new champion. I think this will end AJ Styles' run there. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens July 5th between those two.
Yeah, man. Tom, you want to throw a thought on there, or?
Yeah, it should be, I think it's going to be a really good match. Obviously, these guys have done it before. They're going to do it again. I can agree with Oscar. I think it's going to be the end of Styles' reign because I think Okada's going to win it, and this is going to lead to an Okada-Nakamura feud going forward for the heavyweight title because, at the last New Japan show, Wrestling Zentaku, of course, Hiroki Goto took the IWGP Intercontinental title from Nakamura, which they're going to be having a rematch at Dominion. So,
did I say Domination?
Yeah, I think you said Domination. I was going to correct you. It's Dominion in Osaka-jo Hall. So, yeah, so that's going to be another match, Goto and Nakamura. I think their match here at Dominion is going to be better just because even though they did headline Wrestling Zentaku, I think they're going to get a little bit more time here. It's going to be a little bit more of an aggressive matchup because Dominion is a much bigger show than Zentaku. So this is going to be a bigger match. Should be great as well. And
let's not forget for the never open title, you got Maccabee going against Ishii. Those guys are two fucking killers. Again.
It seems like those guys, I know it's not been a year, but it just feels like a whole year they've been battling each other, and Ishii's on and off with the never open weight title, and they're gonna fucking kill each other. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, the last match these guys had, it was great when Maccabee took the title from Ishii. It's going to be another hard-hitting, crazy matchup, just like the one they had at Wrestle Kingdom. These guys can put on a great matchup anywhere. I don't expect Ishii to take the title because I believe, I think Goto is going to beat Nakamura, which kind of pushes Nakamura into the heavyweight title scene. And then I think Ishii goes after Goto for the Intercontinental title.
You see, I was shocked. I was shocked that Goto won the Intercontinental title from Nakamura. I actually thought at first that the reason why they're getting the belt to Goto is because you know how Nakamura is going to the States, and it felt to me that if Nakamura was still coming in with the Intercontinental title against ACH, it makes it feel that it's obvious that Nakamura's going over ACH, which we all know it is. He is going out, but I think in Ring of Honor's eyes, they feel like we got to see if her chance if Nakamura could drop the title to make it not look obvious, but it's obviously he's going to go over ACH. So.
Yeah.
And there's also, the reports that Hiroki Goto was actually the one who pushed New Japan into thinking of combining the Intercontinental and Heavyweight titles. So it's another interesting aspect as well.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not.
We'll definitely see what happens with that because I'm definitely with Oscar. Another match, IWGP Tag Team Title match. You got Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, the Kingdom, going against Carl Anderson and Doc. Rematch. It's going down. That should be a good one. And I think Carl and Doc get these titles back.
Yeah, I think so. I hope they fucking end this feud as soon as possible. This feud has been absolute shit. I hate that the whole feud has been centered around, Carl Anderson and his fixation over Maria Kanellis, and then, it just came to a blow at Dontaku when, Anderson attacked Maria and him and Gallows gave her the magic gun. But, the storyline has been such shit. Like I've said for the last couple of weeks, this has been WWE style booking, and nobody wants to see it when watching New Japan. You want to see, Japanese style booking. You don't want to see what you would see here in the States. You want to see what they do over there. I hope this ends as soon as possible. And no offense to the Kingdom, but unless they're going to do something else with them, I don't want to see them in New Japan anymore.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tom. That match they had last weekend was terrible. It was just stupid. And
there really isn't a lot of chemistry between the Kingdom and Anderson and Gallows. There's nothing there, When
it's just
you
too
look
many
at
comedic.
When you look at Wrestling Kingdom, Anderson and Gallows taking on Hiroki Goto and Shibata, those guys had chemistry, which allowed it to be a good match. But these just guys have no chemistry, and they're doing an American-style match in a Japanese setting. It doesn't.
Yeah, and it's just too many comedic shit. Since he brought in Mike Bennett and Maria, I mean, starting that I think it was the finals of the G1 tournament when he brought him in the first time. You got Captain New Japan staring at Maria's ass, and since then it's been nothing but comedic shit every time they come to New Japan, And no offense to ladies, but it just seems weird seeing Amber O'Neal and Maria in the ring and that New Japan ring going on. I mean, it just didn't feel like that. It's nothing against I don't have nothing against women wrestling, but it's just that it just feels like they don't belong there. I'm sorry, it just doesn't feel like they belong there. And that 6-man, I was like, fuck that shit. I got tired of it. But I'm hoping you're right, Tom. I hope the Bullet Club get their tag belts and get the Kingdom out of there.
Let's move on. We also have Shibata going against Sakurabe. That's going to be happening. And Sakurabe, I actually like this kid. And Shibata, we already know what he can do. I can see those guys definitely having a great match.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Shibata and Sakuraba, two stiff workers, of course, both MMA backgrounds. Of course, everyone knows Sakuraba as being the Gracie hunter, taking out the whole Gracie family like it was nothing. So, should be, very stiff match, a lot of submissions going on. Kind of what we saw at Wrestle Kingdom between Sakuraba and Shibata, but I think there's going to be a lot more kicks involved, a lot less mat-based, but it should still be good either way.
Yeah. Tanahashi going against Yano. That's another one that should be entertaining.
Yeah, should be okay. Like we've said before, they're only doing this feud because they're kind of resting up Tanahashi a little bit. And he's had the last couple months to kind of work in tag matches. And when you're working with Yano, it's more comedy than anything. So, this is probably going to be the end of the feud there. So we'll see what happens with Tanahashi going forward after this ends.
And Kenny Omega will be going against the best of Super Junior tournament winner, which let's talk about the best of Super Juniors real quick. Let's talk about the participants in this tournament. Great tournament, and I don't know if you guys got your picks, but if you can, Tom, I might need some help on some of these guys' names, okay? So,
if you want, I can just go through the whole list real quick.
Let Tom do it. Let Tom do it.
All right. So, of course, Super Juniors, it's divided up into two blocks. So Block A, we got Barbaro Cavernario, who is from CMLL, of course, the New Japan CMLL relationship, bringing in a new guy in here. Young guy, I think he's like 21 years old, so it should be interesting to see how he fits in. Beretta, Chase Owens from NWA, Ghetto, Jushin Thunder Liger, Kyle O'Reilly, Ryusuke Taguchi, Yohei Komatsu, one of the Young Lions. And then up in Block B, we have Alex Shelley, Bobby Fish, David Finlay, son of Fit Finlay, Kushida, Mascara Dorada, Nick Jackson, Rocky Romero, and Tiger Mask 4. So,
and and also the matches are booked too.
Yeah, it's going to be going, from May 22nd to June 2nd. So,
well, I have May 22nd right here. If you don't have it, because you got Kyle O'Reilly going against Beretta, 1-on-1. You got Rocky Romero going against Bobby Fish. So they switched the tags up. They switched the tag teams up real quick. Pick this out. You got Nick Jackson going against Tiger Mask. Alex Shelley going against David Finlay. Chase Owens against Barada. Are you saying that?
Who? Barbaro Cavernario.
Carbonario. You got Lager. He's going against Go for it.
Yohei Komatsu.
Yeah. And there's also going to be, I believe this is a 4-man or a tag, I believe, or a 6-man. You got Goto, Makabe, Tanahashi, Shibata, and Hanuma going against Nakamura, Ishii, Yano, Sakuraba, and Yoshihashi. Excuse my Japanese people if I didn't get those names right.
I don't know. This Best of the Super Juniors is really interesting, especially Ghetto being thrown in there. He hasn't really been doing much, and especially he wasn't in last year's Best of the Super Juniors, so it's interesting that he got put in. There's a lot of notable names from last year's that aren't put on. Takumi Chinoku, Taichi, El Desperado. Yeah, Kota Ibushi wasn't in last year's. He might have been in the year before, I believe. No, he wasn't. He hasn't been, I don't believe, in Best of the Super Juniors. He might have been in 2011, I believe, because I know him and Deb.
Who are you talking about?
Kota Ibushi, right?
He was in the last year. Remember him and Ricochet? Remember?
No, because he was the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title, and he faced Ricochet, who was the winner.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, he hasn't been in, I think, since 2011. He was in the finals, I think, against Ryusuke Taguchi. So he hasn't been in ever since then. So
you're definitely right. He faced Ricochet in the finals. Well, not the finals. Ricochet made the finals and won. And so basically he was Kenny Omega.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they decided to put David Finlay in there. This is a guy, I think, really, really unknown. I mean, he's the son of Fit Finlay, but you haven't really heard a lot about him. So to put him in this big tournament, I think it's pretty bold to do that, and especially to also put one of the young lions like Yohei Komatsu. And, there's Nick Jackson, but no Matt Jackson. That's interesting as well.
I don't think Matt was in it last year, was he?
No, it's because Matt's having a baby and he's taking a month off.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
And I don't even think Matt was in it last year either.
Yes, he was. He was in Block A, and Nick Jackson was in Block B. They were in separate blocks.
So who's you guys' early pick?
I pick Kushida because on that show last weekend he was right there and with Kenny Omega, and it just seems like he wanted to get revenge on Omega. Or I don't know if he's the one to take the title from, but it looks like they'll try to make him look like he wants to get revenge for Alex Shelley.
Well, Alex Shelley's also in the tournament too, so it's a possibility Alex Shelley can win. But I don't know. I know I'm probably out of my mind when I say he's my favorite, but Kyle O'Reilly.
Possibly. I don't know if he'll make it to the finals though. I think he's going to do good, but I don't think he's making it to the finals. You know, last year Kushida was in the finals against Ricochet, and then the year before that, Alex Shelley was in the finals against Devitt. So those are two guys you have to look at as possible favorites. Of course, Ryusuke Taguchi has won it and been in the finals for a couple years in a row. So he's also another possibility that could do good. I wouldn't be surprised also if Mascara Dorada, gets in the finals or even wins it. I think he showed an impressive showing against Kenny Omega. So I wouldn't be surprised there, but I don't think I would count on it. Obviously there's some names on there where I don't think they're going to win or even get to the finals. Like Nick Jackson, obviously he's talented, but I don't think he's as good as a single competitor as when he's, with the Young Bucks. As much as I love Rocky, I don't think he's getting it. Tiger Mask, no sense in putting Liger there. Ghetto, no point. Bobby Fish, as much as I like him too, no point in putting him in. But it's gonna be interesting. I'm kind of waiting to see what these new names do, and we don't know much about David Finlay or Barbario Cavanario. So yeah, should be really interesting.
I think Trent is gonna do something nice in there too. I really think Trent might be like one of those guys that say, "Oh, I didn't think Trent was gonna do as well in this tournament." Him and Kyle O'Reilly gonna tear it up though.
Oh yeah.
Real quick break. I might want to join the force, so I'll be right back with these messages.
All you have to do is believe!
My name is Rich Swan, and we're at PWG, but you are now listening to the Wrestleheads Radio.
Good afternoon, this is England's Zack Sabre Jr., and when I'm not drinking tea and hanging out with the Queen, I am always listening to Wrestlingheads Radio. Cheerio.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is WHRADIO, and we are Zach. Hashtag WHRADIO, listen in. And my boy Oscar's still with us.
Yeah.
It's good to see. Let's go ahead and talk about this Global Force. I think everybody wants to join the Force nowadays. But they have revealed their roster. Interesting. I'm still on the big question mark on top of my head. I don't know what to expect, but I'm gonna name some of the folks that would be part of the Force. Of course, you got Carl Anderson from the Bullet Club. You got both Lance and you have Davey Boy, the Killer Elite Squad. They're gonna head over there. Also, you got Doc from the Bullet Club. He's heading over there. Chris Masters, question mark on top of my head for that one. Justin Gabriel, Moose, with the music we needed. Name some more folks, Oscar, because I know Oscar was on it.
Okay, Lady Tappa, who y'all Marie from TNA. She is on there too. Rosita is in there as well. Sanada is there. And I guess that's about it. Oh, and the voice of Global Force Wrestling will be UFC star Channel Sun. He will be the voice of Global Force Wrestling. My thoughts of this roster, it's all right, but I was a little disappointed in a couple of things. One, I thought that they were going to announce not just only the roster, but more about the company, like, okay, which TV deal they sign and all this other stuff. But fortunately, it took them a while to name the whole roster, and basically, just put it this way, they just pretty much announced this roster just to confirm they're going to be all 3 shows or the TV tapings you're having in July, August, and October. But I believe they're going to announce more names closer to these tapings. One that surprised me more was Moose because his relationship with Ring of Honor, but I'm guessing he could do both. So if he could do both, then that means is Roderick Strong going to join the force pretty soon?
Well, Moose shortly after he got announced for Global Force Wrestling, he tweeted out that he's still loyal to Ring of Honor, so I would have to assume so.
Yeah, I know, but Roderick Strong is in the same situation.
Sorry, I was answering Nathan. Nathan said, do you guys think Moose's involvement with Global Force will take him away from ROH? And I said negative, no.
Oh, okay.
And, it's interesting because people are saying that, there's reports about a couple weeks to a month or so ago that Jeff Jarrett was possibly getting a guy into Global Force Wrestling that WWE was interested in. And a lot of people are saying that guy was Moose. WWE was interested in him, and it looks like Jeff Jarrett got him. So there were reports that it was going to be Samoa Joe because, that was the big name that they were interested in, but it looks like that's not the case.
Yeah. And another thing interesting about TV deals, is it possible that Global Force could be in a channel that relates to the ABC network? Because I believe Channel Sun works for ESPN. He does the coverage for MMA. So, and I know ESPN and ABC got some kind of network deal together. So I'm wondering if...
Well, aren't they owned by Disney?
Or Disney, something...
Could be on Disney, and who knows?
Or has to relate to ABC, Disney, or ESPN. They're keeping it quiet with this network thing because they're not doing tapings just for the fuck of it. They have to have some kind of network deal. And I thought they'll reveal the deal on Wednesday, but fortunately they didn't do it. But but with this, looking at this roster, if of course I'm going to stay I'm going to go to PWG July 24th. But going to August or October, it seems interesting. I would like to see the Killer Elite Squad for once, but I still got seeing more names coming up. But they also said they're going to bring New Japan and AAA talent as well. We have to wait and see.
I thought this was so underwhelming. It was unbelievable. There was so much hype going into it. First of all, Global Force Wrestling, they are absolutely god-awful with hyping stuff up on social media. They are completely god-awful at that. They need to fix that as soon as humanly possible. They were giving barely any updates when this was happening, so you had to wait till it was over, or you had to follow somebody that was at the actual press conference to find out what was happening. So, huge mistake on Global Force's part. And the second thing is this roster. When you're going to announce the first big roster announcement, you need to have a star on there. You need to have a guy that people say, that guy is going to be the face of that company. That guy is going to be the world champion. There's nobody on that roster that jumps out at me.
I can answer that question for you.
That's no disrespect to any of the guys. Obviously, Davey Boy and Lance Hoyt are great as a Killer Elite squad. Davey Boy Smith Jr. is highly, highly underrated. And, of course, Carl Anderson, I think, is tremendous as well. But other than that, there's nobody in that roster that screams out a big-name talent.
I can tell you who's going to be champion, Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, come on. Urgine only tweets about that shit. I doubt it.
I mean,
or you could have Chris Masters. Yay. Because people care about him, right? I mean,
I'm not even going to start. I'm not even going to start because me and Matt have this conversation all the time.
Hey, didn't Chris Masters give you the Master Lock before his kids? Yeah, this is a picture out there.
Yeah, it's a photo. You know, even Zach put it on.
All right, well, you look like you're knocked out.
Anyways. I think this has been the whole mantra of Global Force Wrestling. Just so underwhelming. We don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, that's how I'm still. It's still a big question mark on my head. Like, we'll see what happens.
Well,
when they announced they were going to reveal the roster, I said, okay, they announced some big names. That'll be at least we'll have a little bit of an idea. But this roster announcement completely underwhelming. It makes me not want to watch it. Like I said, there's really what gives me the incentive to watch the Bullet Club when I can watch them at Ring of Honor and New Japan? What's the sense of me?
To be honest with you, bro, I think it's too early to judge.
Well, then stop hyping it up. I'm not talking about you guys, but then Global Force needs to stop hyping it up like it's the biggest thing since sliced bread.
I don't know.
Stop hyping it up that way.
I feel like the big mistake they made was not even airing their roster reveal live. They're like, live roster reveal, and there was like one person covering it.
Yeah. And another thing,
complete social media botch.
Like I said earlier, man, I just think those names they named were going to be the ones that are confirmed for the 3 shows that they're taping, and they did announce the pricing of the tickets. It's going to be $30, and the tickets go on sale next Friday. So basically, they just put those names. They can just let you know who's going to be there. But they cannot put a name. Let's just say they got Roderick Strong coming in, and he can't do the July 24th taping. Of course, he's going to be at Yasita at PWG. They don't want to put his name out there because people are going to expect Roderick Strong to be there. But then, the truth is he's in PWG. So then I'm assuming after that taping's over and the taping's in August, they'll probably announce his name. Okay, Roderick Strong's going to be there. And then they'll probably say Okada and all those other guys are going to come down because they have some kind of deal with Japan. So it's basically they just give you this, then you have to wait and see. Give you this, and wait and see. That's how they're doing it.
Well, we'll definitely see what happens with that. We got 10 minutes here on the show. I don't know if you guys want to cover some more stuff or we'll just come back next Monday and we'll talk more professional wrestling here on Wrestlingheads Radio. I have some awesome news I want to throw out there, some breaking news out there. But first, before I throw out my news, I just want to say this person who I'm about to announce actually will be on Wrestle Chat tomorrow, and he will be on Wrestlingheads next Thursday. But JTG will be live here on Wrestlingheads Radio next Thursday as we talk to him about his brand new book. A lot of WWE talk probably. We'll be talking about some shows that I see that he's booked at. That's a lot of stuff to talk about with JTG. It's going to be fun. Matt, talk to us about because you have him on a Wrestle Chat tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna have him on to talk obviously about his new book, like you said. We'll be talking WWE, and we'll also be talking a little bit about TNA. Obviously, they're going live tomorrow, so we'll have some live reactions regarding that. Yeah, that's going to be going down right here on the Elite Podcast Network Friday, tomorrow, 11 p.m. Eastern.
And aren't you guys going to also talk about a little TNA?
Yeah, exactly.
I think you said that.
I couldn't get my goddamn mute button off. Yeah, exactly. TNA as well. We're going to be talking about the live Impact that's going to be going down tomorrow, so hopefully we have something good to talk about.
I doubt it, though, but we'll see. Matt, go ahead and throw out all your plugs, bro. Where they can reach you and the Weekly Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah, actually, I'm in the midst of confirming some big news for this month and next, so stay tuned to @WeeklyW Podcast for that and much more. Check out the Elite Podcast Network @Elite Podcast Net. Check out all the shows. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of technical difficulties with Uncle Mike and Tom's show, but it's now available, so check that out. And it's DJ Hyde on this week's episode, so check that one out.
All right. Yeah. CZW doing a big pay-per-view this weekend.
Yeah, I believe WSU is running as well.
Also, Alpha One is running too, right?
Yeah, good call. Thank you for reminding me about that. This coming Sunday, the Alpha One Wrestling is presenting, what is this weekend? Oh, Mortal Kombat 3. Going to be a lot going down on that show. Ricky Shane Page against Biff Busick, Heidi Lovelace against Alicia Sparks, 4-way for the Alpha Male title. And yeah, just going to be an amazing show. I'm really excited for it. If you guys are in the area, check it out at A1 Wrestling, alpha-1wrestling.com. And then Fringe Pro Wrestling the day before, also going down in Hamilton, Year 2, Alicia Sparks against Scarlett Bordeaux. Alpha One invading with the Zero Gravity title defense, as we have Ricky Shane Page defending against Kobe Durst and Preston Miles. Ethan Page versus Will White versus Ryan Swift, #1 contendership, and much more going down. Hacker Scotty O'Shea defends against Walking Weapon Josh Alexander. Going to be a good show. Going to be a good couple of shows this weekend in Hamilton, so if you guys are in the area, check them out at Fringe Wrestling, FringeProWrestling.com for them.
All right. Oscar, I know you were trying to throw your plugs. So go
for
it, bro.
All right. You can follow me at Sinister632 on Instagram and Twitter. You can check out my classic match of the week every week at Wrestlingheads.com every Saturday. Next Friday I'll be at the AWS fundraiser. If you're in the LA area, you should go check it out. Cincinnati's Red fundraiser. They're having a show out there in Southgate, California. Just keep doing a fundraiser out there for his death. So anybody in the LA area wants to go check it out, go ahead. It's going to be in Southgate, California next Friday. And I guess till Monday, we'll talk again till Monday. And one thing I gotta say is that tomorrow will be a new day.
Before we go off the air, I know, Skits, we were talking about this, and I believe you wanted to bring it up. What do you guys think about Shelly Martinez's allegations?
Oh, I actually don't want to talk about that.
Wait, what?
I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, man.
What's going on with that? Fill me in. I'm out of the loop.
Yeah, you kind of got to go on Twitter and shit. So it's like a long story. We only got 5 minutes left to even, like...
I guess another show.
I want to ask you guys before we go off
to be honest with you, I will not talk about it because I have respect for the promoter, so I don't want to give any comment.
All right. Well, one of you has to like DM me the story or whatever. But before we go off there, I want to get your guys' thoughts on the announcement of the Owen Hart DVD documentary being announced.
I'm with it.
Good shit. Hall of Fame.
About time.
Make it happen.
Put him in the Hall of Fame, Jesus fucking Christ, please.
Yep.
Yeah. This is awesome because obviously this means that WWE and Martha Hart are on good terms, which means most likely, a Hall of Fame induction for Owen Hart possibly. And I don't want to speculate. I don't want to spread rumors, but if this is another work of Triple H, goddamn, he has managed to get Bruno Sammartino, the Ultimate Warrior, and Owen Hart into the WWE Hall of Fame.
And probably Randy Savage, too.
And probably Sting.
Now, somebody mentioned this. The next big person who's, you know, in bad touch with WWE is CM Punk, and it's interesting because, you know, Triple H is bringing all these guys into the Hall of Fame and making them good amends with the WWE, but Triple H has heat with CM Punk, so I don't know. It's interesting, but I mean, I'm really excited to see this Owen Hart DVD documentary. Probably, you know, going to be emotional, you know, but I'm looking forward to it. Awesome news. I can't wait.
Definitely, man. Tom, go ahead, throw your social media up, bro.
Yep, all you got to do is follow me on Twitter at @2tweetme. That's really my only social media account. That's where I talk wrestling. Yeah, just about it. Make sure check out Wrestlingheads on YouTube, youtube.com/WrestlingHeads. Monday's episode is up, as well as past interviews. Brian Kendrick, Hernandez, you name it, we got it on there. And make sure you guys call the ROH code line if you want to meet up with singles in your area.
Oh my goodness. You heard about that too. I was actually having a conversation with a buddy of mine earlier about that. Oh, good times.
That was absolutely hilarious. For those of you who don't know, check out the latest Brian and Vinny show on Wrestling Observer, and him and Vinny call up the ROH code line, which they advertise on ROH TV. Hilarious.
It is good times, definitely. Skids, check it out in that group.
Oh, yeah, I already saw it. We were watching it before we went on air.
Gotcha.
It's ridiculous. And when we talk about ROH code, we're not talking about our buddy Chris. So, but yeah, you can follow me at WHSkits. Or also follow Wrestlingheads on Twitter. We're on Twitter, Facebook.com/Wrestlingheads. On IG, follow us, Wrestlingheads. Probably we'll get a Wrestlingheads Snapchat going on soon. And you can check the lines out, the fucking long lines that are at the fucking PWG shows and stuff like that. So
and if we do make a Wrestling Snapchat, we cannot film no PWG action. Remember that. I don't want to get kicked out by Super Dragon. So don't get up in trouble with shit.
Who the hell would in their mind would record some shit?
Well,
remember,
fucking PWG. Got us in trouble. You got in trouble with Vine. So
hold on.
Just put that out there.
What's up with you snitching on me live on air, bro? Damn. You gonna be kicked out of PWG.
Somebody's gonna get a curb stomp next time at PWG, DDT4. You guys are gonna be just standing there drinking your beer, gonna get a curb stomp.
Anyways, WrestlingHeads.com, guys.
By the way, don't drink.
We got 39 seconds. Yeah. And until next time, peace.